All right, so boom, what's going on, guys? So I wanted to make a video. I thought of this topic today and a little bit of yesterday, and I was thinking, why not make a video to kind of update the Coyote swap, how to make the perfect Coyote swap. Now, this is opinion based. You can use different parts, but I'm going to give you the website to go to. I'm going to name them. I'm going to name all the parts that I have. 99% of this car is aftermarket, so sorry for the sun glare, but yeah, 99% of this car is aftermarket. This is a route I went. You don't have to copy my route. There's plenty of places and you can go to get different parts. There's different routes you can take to have a Coyote swap. But 3 years ago, pretty much 3 years ago, I did a Coyote swap. So why not celebrate the anniversary kind of on making a video talking about how to kind of like just budget or just go all out, spend your money. It's up to you. My preference with this car was I wanted a daily driver. It's been my daily driver for the past 3 years with the Coyote in it. I've had no problems except for little minor stuff, nothing huge. And this is a street daily track car. It's what it is. It's a weekend track car if I want it to be. It's a street car, take it to Mexico, or a daily driver to get you to point A to point B, the gym, work, whatever. So we're gonna dive into this. The websites that I'm gonna give you are Late Model Restoration, or LMR.com, AmericanMuscle.com, LethalPerformance.com. I got some parts from CJ Pony Parts, and AutoMafiaRacing.com. So those are the websites that I went to get all these parts. What you can do, like at an LMR or something, is type in Coyote swap, and you'll have majority of the parts come up, but you do have to kind of know the parts, maybe the part number or something, to find some small pieces that you need. Now we're gonna start. Actually, we're gonna start under the hood. We're just gonna do that. So some of the stuff you don't need, but some of the stuff you do. So of course you need the motor. The control pack sits behind here, so it is behind the fender. That is the power box for the control pack for the Coyote motor. If I go over here, this is the stock fuse box. Yes, I still use the stock fuse box. So I'm still using, I have a Steeda clutch cable set up, the Steeda firewall adjuster, a brand new Steeda clutch cable, and a Steeda quadrant. So I'm still using that. I am still using a 4.6 radiator, which I will be hopefully this weekend putting in the LMR SVE radiator. It's thicker, a little bigger, and it's about time that I put a new one in. This is the factory 4.6 fan, so don't worry, that's the original one on the car. So one place I forgot to mention is Power by the Hour. They have any question you have, email them, call them. They're the best guys that will know Coyote swap. That's what they deal with. It's Coyote swaps every day. That's where you're gonna have to get parts too. So to be able to run AC, your power steering, because the Moroso tank right here has the power steering fluid. I still use a 4.6, all that. The Power by the Hour kit allows you to run that. You can use a 4.6 alternator, but I recommend the Boss 302. It's kind of hard to see, but it's right here. The car was just running, it's a little hot. There's the bracket right there. It comes with, you have to order the pulley too, which will slow down the RPMs, so that way you're not blowing up alternators like I was. Now, you don't need this, but I do recommend this. This is a UPR oil catch can for the passenger side. You can get one for the driver's side too, which I don't have. So a lot of people run into the cold air intake. I've seen people actually, my guess is they cut a hole right here in the fender. Don't mind that, that's just the oil that I use, or oil filter number. Anyways, so you can relocate this like I did right there. You can relocate this. I used to have it right up here. Your coolant tank, that is a Mishimoto one. So again, what I was talking about, I think people cut a hole right here in the fender to get air. I have seen people have the sealed air box right here. In my case, I didn't do that. So I've actually seen, I think Bill on his, from CJ Pony Parts, his intake, cold air intake is facing this way, where the factory 4.6 intake does as well. You see where that hole is? That's where the air is going to come up. But I did it this way. I did it what majority of people that do Coyote swaps do. Okay, so Power by the Hour has the lower radiator and lower radiator. It's kind of like a little, I don't know how to explain it, a little accessory thing where you can actually run for the lower radiator hose and stuff like that. LMR sells it. This radiator hose right here came with a control pack. Here is the fuel system going back there. So you will need a return style fuel system. I got that from lethalperformance.com. I'm sure there's other ones you can get too, but theirs was more budget friendly for me. I spent around $1,300. It has twin pumps, Division X fuel hats. I think they're twin Walbro pumps, so they are loud. Not super loud, but they are loud. I do still have AC lines. I do still have AC, so Power by the Hour allows you to run that. They actually sell a kit on LMR and Power by the Hour that allows you to have AC, the AC compressor brand new and all that. I think it's like $1,000 if I'm not mistaken. So where's the battery? Well, the battery is in the trunk. I'm not going to open the trunk, but it sits on the right side. It is a UPR battery relocation kit. I paid, I think, like $100, maybe 115 or something like that at one of their shows. At the show price, I think it's like $150 brand new. eBay sells a kit. There's a few kits out there that are a little cheaper. UPR was there, so I was like, that was my first part for the Coyote swap, so I was like, I'm gonna force myself to buy it so I have a reason to do a Coyote swap. Let's see, just bear with me. I'm literally doing this in my head, making this video right now. Okay, I don't know if you can pretty much see BBK. The headers are used, or kind of, they've had some weathering, but those are the long tube BBK headers. They are paired with the BBK Off-Road X-Pipe and then a Borla Stinger's catback. So it does have a new edge catback, but of course I have the custom quad tips. So I'll walk to the back just to show you that I'm not, it's dirty. So those are the quad tips. And you can see right there, there's a Borla catback mufflers on both sides. Now I've had those since 2013 probably. Held up very well. I recommend Borla products, not because I'm a Borla dick rider or something like that. I just love the sound and I just favor them, so might as well be. I don't give a fuck. Let's see. So suspension wise, everyone always asks, what do I do? So the thing about it is, tubular K members, there's Maximum Motorsports, you have UPR, you have Team Z, you have AGE. There's a few companies out there's actually a lot of companies that have K members for these swaps. I personally went with a Team Z from the LMR video when they first did the Coyote swap back in like 2011, 2012 with the first gen motor. They used a tubular K member from Team Z, so I said, well, they did that in the video and I knew it worked with a BBK header, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that route. So that's the route I went. The tubular K member from Team Z Motorsports, it's on LMR.com. They have the setup with the tubular control arms, front control arms. Let's see, the coilovers for the front. And I'm switching the strange out for conies, but they're still Viking springs or strange springs, still the same kind. I do have the rear double adjustable coilovers to the rear, Viking. UPR sells those. For upper and lower control arms, I went with BMR. They've held up pretty good for the past couple years. I'm probably going to switch them out for Team Z later on, maybe this coming up year, I'm not sure. But for the BMR adjustables instead of the ones that you can adjust, which I have right now. I have the ST suspension sway bar, front and rear, but you don't need that for a Coyote swap. The control arms for the rear, I definitely recommend because you're gonna be putting down way more power than the stock 4.6 or 3.8 or whatever motor you have in it. Stock wise, if you had a new edge motor or maybe even a Fox body, the old 5.0, 3.02, you're gonna be putting about twice as much horsepower down, I want to say, and you just want to be safe and not break any suspension parts. I recommend you can have a stock rear end. I have 373 gears in mine. I have a Ford Racing diff and then Moser 31 spline axles ready to go whenever something happens. This is the thing, you don't want to cheap out on parts. The bolts are kind of old, so it's whatever. Maximum Motorsports caster camber plates, I recommend, highly recommend. They're the best, they're the most adjustable. Everyone in the new edge market, pretty much, you know, that's just the way I recommend. Spend the money, cry once, right? Instead of just spend the money on a cheap part, it breaks, it doesn't work out, then you're forking out more money. And if you can sell that part and get some of your money back, good job. But like I said, you know, spend the money, cry once, and then you ain't gotta worry about it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else under here. You can always add a light bar, like I did. Let's be real, the new edge headlights right here, they suck ass. So, I mean, that's why I added the LED light bar. It's whatever. But, so that's, oh, transmission-wise. I'm switching to a T56. I currently have a 3650 transmission going. They hold up pretty well. It's held up for the past 3 years, you know, dragging the car around a lot, getting on it, whatever. You know, T56 is just the best way to go. They're the best transmissions out there for the swap, honestly. If you do that, or if you do transmission swap, I recommend the Stifler's transmission mount. It's like 120 bucks. Recommend buying that tubular mount. Definitely helps, and it comes, I think, with all the adjustments for the T45, the 3650, and the T56, or the 3550, which they ran in the LMR orange Coyote swap. So clutch wise, I've run a Lighten steel flywheel paired with it's a McLeod one. I run the McLeod under the RT clutch. It's the one that holds like 800 street horsepower or whatever. It's right around like 500 bucks, if you know what I'm talking about. Mantic, I heard, is the best clutch out there, but I don't have $1,200, $1,500 laying around to put that in, or I would. But the McLeod, I don't really have any complaints with it. There's one part under the dash that you're gonna need for the pedal bracket. LMR sells it, I think it's by J&M or Powered by the Hour, I'm not sure, but that you're gonna need that to mount to the wall. Let's see, the cold air intake I run is a K&N or AM with a K&N filter. I'm really trying to think of anything else. Oh, the drive shaft is a Ford Racing aluminum drive shaft. I would definitely get that. It's lighter, a lot better than the stock. You're gonna want that. And then I think that's really it. Besides a tune and a tuner, definitely want to get that. And this hood has clearance. This is a 3-inch cowl hood. This is not a Savini's. This is a Boss Inc. The guy retired, I think, a couple years ago. I've seen him a few times at Mustang Week. This is where I ordered this hood because of the clearance, and it is fully functional. So when I close the hood, I can stick my hand and touch the back of the motor. So it is fully functional. I recommend something like that, or Cervini's, maybe a True Fiber, definitely with the hood clearance, just in case you run into any problems. Motor mounts wise, I run stock 4.6 ones, bought them from Napa. I'm probably gonna go solid mounts later when these wear out, but yeah, you can run 4.6 motor mounts, no problem, and they're a little cheaper. I think they're about 100 bucks for both sides. Let's see. Anything inside the car? No. Yes, people, I know the RPM tach does not work. I have seen people have actually figured out how to get that to work, but it's a little jumpy. Right now, I'm not gonna worry about that, but I do have the information on how to do that sent to me by the guy that owns the white, I can't think of his name right now, but the white Coyote swap. He works for LMR, I'm pretty sure. Really clean car though, shout out to him for that. That's something I probably will work on later. But other than that, that's pretty much it. This is, I mean, you can find all these parts on all those websites I said: American Muscle, Lethal Performance, LMR.com, Auto Mafia Racing, CJ Pony Parts. I think I named that, but you can find all the parts for that. You can YouTube, there's a lot of channels. There's Foxcast, or I think that's what it is, Foxcast Media or something like that. That's a good channel. LMR has a couple videos on how to Coyote swap. CJ Pony Parts did a build with Bill's friend's car, something like that. I watched the series on that. You have my information, as I try to give you as best as possible. But, you know, other than that, that's pretty much it. So my advice, honestly, is to not budget the sorry, there's a beat or some shit. But yeah, my best advice is don't cheap out on parts. If you have to budget, you know, buy the parts one at a time or whatever, like I did. But spend the money on the part and then cry about cry about it now, but don't cry about it later when it breaks, because I learned that lesson on certain things. Oh, also offset rack bushings for your K-member. Get that, and a good bump steer kit. I run the Competition. It's by Moroso. I had one that failed, and then I went with them, the Moroso one, and haven't had a problem since. But anyways, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. I hope this little video just kind of helps you guys in the right direction, maybe the best advice. There's other people out there that give advice, but you know, this is how I took my car, my route. You don't have to copy me with the route I took, but this is, you know, just some ideas. But I will catch you later. Have a great one.